This is part 2 of chair-based flow for mobility and strength, and we're focusing on the upper body. Before you begin any drills, prepare your neck with controlled articular rotations, move your shoulder blades, move your shoulders, and then let's begin. First drill, scapular push up. Okay, so you're holding a plank, you're trying to maintain good core stability. So core is braced, glutes are working, and we're trying to get the shoulder blades to glide towards the midline and apart. So together and apart. That's for serratus anterior and X, while also you're working quite a lot on your abdominals. From here, you may progress to the side planks. So again, guys, shoulder stability. We're working on pulling the shoulder blade down to the hip, especially the loaded shoulder. And you may add a little movement of the pelvis up and down. So that underside, in this video, my left side, those obliques will be working quite hard to elevate the pelvis. And it's much easier than doing side planks on the ground. There will be less load on the shoulder. You can use the top leg to support the shoulder, or you can stack your feet like I'm doing in the video, okay? Remember, movements are slow and controlled. Here I'm working my right side, right oblique primarily. Staying in the theme of planks, try this variation of a mountain climber. Again, much easier to perform, less load on the shoulders. You may actually feel like your core is working a little bit harder, and it's just much easier setup than finding space on the ground. Now here I'm showing you little kickbacks, okay? This will make your core work even harder. Okay, just make sure the lumbar spine is not really moving. This kick is happening at the hip level. So you want to use your glutes and hamstrings for that little addition. For mountain climbers, knee towards the edge of a chair, back to the plank. We're going to feel the side of the abs or side of the core, the obliques working. Shoulders, I mean, that's basically full body effort. Next, we're moving on to the push-up. You can do an easy variation with knees on the ground, especially ladies. If you are building up to doing push-ups, this is your way to begin, right? After doing wall push-ups, you go to the chair push-up or bench push-up. You can do it with knees on the ground or knees straight, so covering abs, chest muscles, tricep. Continuing with planks, and even variation of a pike. So this is a little bit more advanced variation. You may just want to stick with the planks or going back halfway to the pike. It's going to load your trapezius, your delts, pretty much your whole upper body. So make sure the shoulders are prepared, your wrists are okay, and you don't have any pinching at the top of the shoulder if you're attempting these. You can modify by bending the knees a bit more, and obviously you don't have to go all the way to the chair to be vertical. And then tricep dips. So here are the variations. The easiest variation will be with the feet a little bit closer to your sit bones. You're doing a little dip. You can add the crossing of the legs. So a little bit less support from the legs and more in the arms. You can do this variation with a straight leg where you work your quads and hip flexors a little more abdominals. I like to go through all of them and just really see what works for you. Or then you can progress, sending feet further away from the hips. So we're loading the shoulders just a touch more. Try to keep your hips close to the chair, otherwise you will go into a lot of shoulder extension. All right, so the strengthening part is done. Let's go into stretches you can do for the shoulders using a chair. So here we're stretching infraspinatus, your external rotator, and we're putting our shoulder into internal rotation. I'm dropping a link to a video about shoulder stretches that I would recommend that covers pretty much all the muscles that cross the shoulder or touch the shoulder area. I will show you their variation for internal rotation on the ground that you may find a little bit more comfortable. If you're doing a lot of external rotation, a lot of overhead work, this may feel quite wonderful, especially if you're getting that pain around the shoulder blade. And then we're heading to the anterior deltoid stretch. And if you're doing a lot of push-ups or pressing motions or a lot of activities in your daily life where you have your arms in front of you and you're reaching, you may find this quite nice for the shoulders, just to keep the front of the shoulder a little bit more open. And that's it, guys. Those are just few things you can do for your upper body and core using simply a chair.